Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Star Flames. In this video, we are going to talk about Miss Josephine Wright. Do you guys remember that story that I did about the 93-year-old lady that was being pushed off her land? This land has been in her family since the Civil War era. But this development company was saying Miss Josephine Wright property was encroaching theirs because what they want to do, they want to turn this woman's property into a resort. And we had Kyrie Irving, Snoop Dogg, and we had Tyler Perry, who was donating to her so that they could fight this case. Well, this seems really shady. And I have to keep it real because now Miss Josephine Wright appears to be losing her home. And it seems as though, I don't know. This is just giving suspicious to me if you ask me, okay? It seems like one of the people who were actually, they're acting as though they were trying to help her to keep the land. That person was just there to gain her trust, and to basically coerce her into giving up her property. And then they're telling her, we're going to give you a new home. It's going to have a swimming pool. You don't have to worry about a thing because you're getting a nicer home. I don't know why I'm getting that impression. But let's talk about this report because this report is coming from TMZ, right? If you haven't seen the first video, guys, I want to urge you to go ahead and check out that first video, okay? Now, according to TMZ, Tyler Perry lifeline for an elderly woman fighting to hang on to the South Carolina property her family owned since the Civil War era includes a new home with a swimming pool. Josephine Wright is the 93-year-old woman duking it out with a developer in Hilton Head and her granddaughter, Therese. Tells TMZ, Tyler got in touch with the family and asked Josephine what she wanted in her new home, and he told him 5 bedrooms plus a pool, right? Now, the real estate developer, they were offering this woman like a crazy sum of money. But for her, she was saying that it's not about the money. It's just that the land has been in her family so long, she wanted to keep it as a family legacy. But it seems as though she's not going to be able to keep it. But Tyler Perry is helping her to build a new home, and once she gets this new home, she's going to have quite a huge chunk of money. But for some reason, it is still not sitting well with me. But let's continue on this report so that you guys can get all the information, and then we can talk about it more in the comment section, right? So her granddaughter, Cherie, says Tyler agreed and his team sent Josephine the blueprint, but says she and her grandma is very particular and asked for a few minor changes, and he obliged. So what is in this for Tyler Perry? What is in this for you, Mr. Perry, right? Because it's definitely giving, that's the sense that Tyler Perry could be working with this real estate developer, or it could be just genuinely kind and want to ensure that, when this woman loses the property, she feels, even though she's going to feel sad about it, she's going to feel, at home into something much fancier, much more luxurious. I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to make her feel really comfortable and not so heartbroken. Because the last time I read, I think this lady was like in her late 80s or early 90s, right? Now, Let's continue. They're saying, as you can see in the blueprint obtained by TMC, there's also a game room, dining room, home office, media room, and a big Porsche. It says that they're told Tyler Perry is gifting Josephine a modular home, meaning it will be built off site and then moved to a separate part of her expensive property. So she won't have to leave the plot of land that has been passed down by her family for generations. Okay, I get what they're doing, right? So the portion of the land that Miss Josephine is on, it seems to be like the real estate company, is trying to meet her halfway in taking away her land because it's her land, right? So it seems as though Tyler Perry is just lobbying so that they can stop hounding her, pursuing her, because the real estate company has been very brutal with going after this woman's land. So if he's going to build her a new home and have it put on another area of the land, it means that she'll be at the back, because at the back of the land, I think, or over to the other side, because there is a portion of the land, and you guys would have to see it, that they said was encroaching on their property. And that part was very beautiful, and you can see why they would want that piece of land, right? So the granddaughter says that of her grandma's current home is built on the section of the property that is the subject of the bitter dispute. So the granddaughter is basically saying the portion of the land that her grandma occupies, it is the reason for the subject of this bitter dispute. So I figured more or less, because that portion, as I've said, guys, it's really beautiful, and it would tie in beautiful with the adjoining property that this real estate company is, already occupying, right? They're saying that Tyler Perry is buying the home, and the construction crew will get to work in a few weeks once all the permits are squared away. Tyler Perry pledged his support to Josephine back in July after learning of her plight, and Charisse tells us he reached out to the family in late August to get the ball rolling on the new home. As for Josephine's legal showdown with the developer, we're told both sides are still in deliberation. And the granddaughter is telling TMZ that her grandmother would like to thank all the people all across the world who looked at her and didn't see a little fragile lady, but a giant ready to fight to keep what's rightfully hers. She is humbled and so appreciative. So that's basically the end of this story. But you know what? They were going to take that land from her, guys. As I said in the first video, because these big boys, they don't play. And when you live in a country and you have your land, it is your land, yes. But these people, if they realize that you don't have the power and the name, they will actually give you that check. They will give you that legal document and get you off your land. And there ain't nothing that you nor the legal system can do about it. Some people, they love to play God, and because they know they have the power to do so and the connection, they will definitely do it. And I was very fearful that they would have tried to delete this old lady in order to get that plot of land. And if they deleted her, then someone else in her family who would have become like the beneficiary would have then be willing to sell the land. So I'm happy that there is some resolution, that she's not losing it entirely, but at the same time, it's really, kind of like a slap in the face that she has to give up the plot that her house is now on, just to facilitate these big boys who are just darn greedy for her property. But I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts? Let me know. While you're at it, show your girls some love. And I'll check in with you all later. Bye, guys.